Question 7. Looking back at your preliminary task, what do you feel you have learnt in the progression from it to the full product? One of the main differences between the preliminary task and our thriller opening, The Forgotten, was the planning stage and the time that we had to plan our preliminary. This included setting, props, camera angles, audio, and of course the plot. We had around 2 periods of our school day to plan the preliminary, which is about 100 minutes, which I think you'll agree is not ample time to create a great plot and all the other key ingredients which make up the final product. In contrast to the preliminary, in terms of planning for our thriller opening, we had a large amount of time to spend on the planning stage. A well thought out planning stage gave us fluidity and a sense of direction when it came to developing our thriller opening. Our planning stage included a multitude of different tasks which would improve our overall product. Research into conventions of the thriller genre was key, as well as researching our target market to discover their opinions and preferences on existing thriller films, which would help us to adapt our movie around them. One method at the end of our planning was creating a storyboard, and this allowed us to plan out our scenes and audio, which helped us to piece together and visualize the opening in our minds. To further enhance the planning stage and storyboard, we turned it into an animatic, which was a video of the storyboard, which included the time spent on each scene. It was this added detail during planning that would lead to a successful thriller opening, separating our final product vastly from the one which we created in our preliminary task. The use of camera angles and specific shot types in our work has improved considerably since our preliminary task, where we concentrated on the bare basics, such as the 180-degree rule and over-the-shoulder shots. In our thriller opening, we have created a wide range of camera angles and shots to enhance the viewer's experience. Not only have we used these shots, but there is sufficient reasoning behind the use, such as the use of a low-angle shot to emphasize the power and scare of our antagonist. The use of better technology and camera equipment has set apart our thriller opening from our preliminary task, and my personal confidence in the use of media equipment has improved greatly. Furthermore, mistakes such as our cameraman's hand swiping across the screen and the filming of extraneous people during the preliminary at our school was all eradicated in our final thriller opening due to sufficient planning. There are a number of different elements that have changed from our preliminary task to our final thriller opening, such as the setting, actors involved, and audio. The soundtrack of our initial preliminary task differs greatly to that which features in our final thriller opening. The soundtrack for our preliminary task was a mix of an Eminem soundtrack, White America, and Bangarang by Skrillex. These soundtracks suited the gang culture-based production. However, I feel that the newstape audio of our final thriller opening is more effective in symphony with the visual aspects of the opening. The setting of our preliminary task was very limited for choice, as all we had was the school grounds to use, which I think, considering the tough time limit and lack of choice, we dealt with quite well. It greatly contrasts with the well thought out choosing and planning of our thriller opening setting, which follows true thriller conventions and was the perfect base for our media product. Another weakness of the preliminary task is the fact that us, the producers and directors, had to play acting roles in the task. And although we did not perform badly in my opinion, I feel that as we are not trained and did not fit the genre of the preliminary task, this was always going to be a weakness. In our final thriller opening, we used an outside actor in the shape of Clive Norris, a middle-aged man who played the role of our antagonist, who had had no previous acting experience. We feel that the use of Clive helped to give our opening a feel of maturity and professionalism. Another variable which improved from the transition from our preliminary task to our final production was the use of props and mise-en-scène. In our preliminary task, due to producing the preliminary within lesson time, we wore suits during the filming of the task. And although these did fit in with the gangster-type genre, we feel it did not put a touch on our opening, which had true connotations and conventions of the thriller genre. The use of bold black glasses and a black leather jacket added a menacing dishevelled look to our antagonist. Overall, the transformation from our preliminary task to our final thriller opening, The Forgotten, has been nothing short of incredible. With hours and hours of hard work and dedication, I feel that our group has delivered the brief of a thriller opening, displaying conventions of the thriller genre. Please watch our preliminary task and our thriller opening, and see for yourselves how far we have developed. I hope you enjoy our thriller opening The Forgotten just as much we did creating it for your viewing pleasure.